Hey guys, back with another video. And aside from the fact that I do look like a walking advertisement, today I'm going to be really diving into what I call the West, right? And I call it West or the West, or basically the West mindset, right? Or the Western mindset. Anything, yeah. I'm just gonna coin it. You're gonna see in the title. I don't know why I'm gonna coin it at the last second, but whatever it is, it's gonna be amongst them. All right. Now, I'm not gonna be talking about some like degen shit like look at today's society, the West has gone to shit. I mean it has. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the crumble of the Western society during our time, or at least a major reform in it. However, this video is not about that. Now, I just want you to really imagine this. This is, by the way, is completely unfiltered. There's no other YouTube channel that's made this video. I'm sure. It's an AMOL original, okay? It's an AMOL original, okay? No one, I don't think I've never seen anyone make this video or even hinted at this idea, right? That's why this is the first video, hopefully, that talks about this. Now, let's think about it from a step back perspective on the world. Now, the West currently, there's no debate. It's pretty much a mega power, right? The Western powers are actually the most powerful nations and powerful empires, if you can call it, in the history of the world currently. But you dig deep in history and you realize that there have been many civilizations prior which weren't in the West, right? They were in, like, for instance, the East areas. For example, you have Indus Valley, Indus Valley civilization. For example, you've got like the ancient Greeks, which is, I mean, you could call it slightly Western, but I'd say you can also call it part of the Middle East. I mean, you got the great Islamic caliphates, you've got the what you call it, the Chinese empires. There've been many Chinese empires, yes. You've got Africa. Africa has had many tribal leaders who've done great. In fact, I think the richest person in history ever is Mansa Musa. He was actually from Africa. We're talking about like the Southern Americas. They also had like the Mayan empires. Oh, yeah, around that area. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the West was not as powerful as it is now, but stuff has happened that has allowed it to become as powerful as it is, right? And we have to really dig deep into how that's happened, because if we know how that's happened, we can also see how our future is going to look like, and we can use that advantage to ourselves, right? Now, this is where I call the Western. This is what I call the Western lifestyle, the true Western lifestyle that the West used to go from not being the most powerful to having pretty much most of the nations that are Western being incredibly powerful. We're talking about the United States, like Germany, surprisingly, the UK even, you know. I mean, they're not as powerful as now as like China, Russia, and India, but for the vast majority of recent history, they have. So, and actually, if I may say, Russia, China, India, I've actually used this, what I call true Western lifestyle, to actually get to where they are now. Without it, they would not have. Okay. So this true Western lifestyle, okay, now I've coined that term. The West is the main acronym, right? Abbreviation for, not acronym. Yeah. For work, eat, sleep, and train. I repeat, work, eat, sleep, train. West, right? That's the best you can remember. Now, I'll dive deep into this, and I feel like if you are able to fully implement this, which I have, for example, I've noticed, for example, in me, and you will notice as well, you will see huge increases in your productivity. You will value life more, and I think the overall quality of your life would be better. It's worked for me. I've tried this and actually I live it by it to a T, essentially. Literally, work, eat, sleep, train. That's literally all my life is. I wake up, I train, I then, eat healthy things, then I do my work stuff, then I might socialize, work, give myself some time, train again, maybe if it's those types of days, and then go to sleep, something like that, or eat and then sleep. That's very, very like brief. But let me dive deep now into the West idea. So work is where I think most people, and by most I literally mean like 90% of people get the idea wrong. And I don't see why they don't get it wrong, right? But because if you look at it, you look at all these like young social media influencers who are like, oh, I'm gonna get in my grind, you have to hustle, all that stuff. That they're talking about work inside of financials, academics. However, they never really understand what work really means, right? And until you do, you can never really actually idealize the fact that whenever you are working, whenever you are awake, you are working, all right? Let me repeat that. Whenever you are awake, you are working. So, by that, I mean, yes, you've got financial aspects, you've got academic aspects, but you have interpersonal aspects, socializing, for example, socializing with your family, your friends, building relationships, those types of things. Intrapersonal, minding your own thoughts, emotions, being able to have that talk with yourself. Physical work, as in training, right? That also basically very, very strongly links with the training part, but it also comes part of work as well, right? But training has a tad bit more, all right? And with physical, it also comes with like diet and stuff as well, okay? So all these, and there's many more probably that I have forgotten to mention, but you have to realize that those aspects are also work. So literally, my whole day is actually work. It's literally work, 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 sleep. That's it. That's pretty much it, right? And that is where you need to actually idealize yourself. You actually have to change this mindset from, all right, now I have to work, now I socialize. And that's two different things, Because when you do that, what happens is you see work as quite evil. You see it quite as a negative thing, when really it's not. In fact, it will get you to places where you need to be, right? If you're able to do deep work, you're going to achieve the goals you want to achieve, right? Albeit realistic. Or I say, not fully realistic, but, achievable, all right? That's basically what work really is, right? You can allow the positive things and negative things to come in as one part big thing. And what I've noticed for myself, and I'm pretty certain it will actually go work for the vast majority of you. What you're going to see is the work that you saw as boring seems slightly more enjoyable. Not maybe the most enjoyable, but slightly more enjoyable. Your socializing will pretty much stay the same. It doesn't. You won't necessarily see it. It's less, because you don't see it as like pure work like that. But you just have to you just have to know inside that, yeah, this is work towards a different aspect of my human nature, right? In terms of my interpersonal or intrapersonal, whatever part you're working on, right? Next, eat. All of this goes into the work aspect, I'm not gonna lie, but eat also comes in from the food you eat in the mouth, and the food that comes through your ears, right? And the food that comes through your eyes, all right? So, firstly, when talking about eating, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty big boy. I'm not as big as I used to be. The introduction video, I think, is on my YouTube channel. You can see it as well. It's quite quite overweight. You can probably look at now. I do look quite thin compared to then, right? And I'm way more muscular. But all I want you to do is to eat clean, right? And whenever you get those calories, try ensuring most of them come from like healthier or like clean sources. That being said, obviously, if you have that cheat meal or anything, that's all right. You know, I'm probably gonna have a burger tomorrow. It's a Friday cheat meal. It's fine. You know, I'm allowed that. But the vast majority of your time, you know, when you're eating, ideally you want to get, you know, some good stuff, you know, and that's why I say, do you know what, eating clean, I'd say, is better than to portion out your meals, right? Because eating clean, you at least feel the, like, you don't need to feel that hunger as much. I think with smaller portions, you obviously still feel the hunger because obviously the food you're eating is junk food and they don't have as much nutrients. Your body starves for nutrients. It's not good, right? Now, that's part of your mouth eating. Your ears and your eyes is about what you consume. Now, a lot of you, I'm not going to lie, you watch too much porn. Yeah, you watch too much porn, I'm not going to lie. Too much porn of too much brothers. I don't know what you're watching, yeah? I know your search history. Your search, a clean, a clear search history tells you more than a full one, okay? I'll just leave it at that. You need to stop watching all these like 5 minute, 5 second, 6 second clips, you know, that you're seeing on Instagram reels or like these TikToks. And I've deleted most of these social medias. I've got them, but I just don't have them on my phone. Anyone could check my phone. It like who I trust, obviously, without running away with my phone. There won't be any Instagram. There won't be any Snapchat. There won't be any TikTok. No Twitter. Maybe at YouTube just to upload these videos, and obviously to watch some long ass videos. Maybe WhatsApp. Obviously WhatsApp to socialize. I mean that could be counted as social media, but counted as a more like useful aspect. But pretty much that's it. You know, in terms of social media goes. You know, my consumption is only to things that are quite productive. You know, that will help me in the long run. Right? There are obviously times where I do get my entertainment. I'm not gonna lie. Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I have watched that quite a bit recently, and I'm not gonna lie, that's not the greatest thing. But to do so in moderation and knowing that you can do it in moderation, and you know, I can show proof that, you know, it's done in moderation, that's calm. That is calm. You know, you don't need to worry too much. I'm not gonna say you have to make it exactly this second. This second you should get exactly 55 minutes, 30 seconds. No. You know, take a chill pill. It's calm. Calm. But these are things that you should at least look at and, you know, see to improve, and, you know, try getting that consumption better. Trust me, as soon as you get positive consumption in, your mind, your whole thing, your whole body's gonna feel positive, right? That's what's happening. You're feeding yourself really healthy food here, but you're receiving negative information here. It's gonna, you know, your body's not gonna be as good as it should be. You know, as even though you're eating like the healthiest food alive, right? The healthiest food ever, right? You're still not gonna be at that healthy state that you should be in. Now, sleep. Sleep, I think I've talked about it in another video. I might tag that video alongside it if I have the ability to. But sleep is so important. It does a lot of the different types of rest that you need in one, right? You've got your physical rest, you've got spiritual rest, you've got your like mental rest. All of these things come into sleep, right? I always advise minimum 7 hours, 7 hours of sleep. You know, for people my age, 79 hours of sleep does you wonders. A lot of us are getting 6 hours, 3 hours. I'm like, damn, you don't know. I did this the same. I kid you not. Last year, as in when I was in year 12, and right now I'm currently year 13. That's like 18 years old. I'm 18 years old anyways. Like when I was 17, 16, I used to get like 2, 4, 5 hours of sleep if I was lucky. You know, there was actually a few days where I actually had no sleep because I was so busy watching YouTube that are like other channels, DJing channels, that I forgot that, time passed. I had school that day. It was a long day, long 2 days in fact. Yeah, it was just not good. Sleep is very, very important, right? A lot of you guys just don't get that sleep and you feel depressed. And I'm like, of course you are gonna feel depressed. Your body's fatigued, your mind's fatigued. What if your body does not feel sad that it's fatigued? What else is it supposed to feel? That you're gonna get more diseases through this. Yeah. You need to actually prioritize your rest and your sleep. And the reason why a lot of people also take these rest days as well is sometimes because they don't get the best type of sleep, So that is something you need to look at. Trust me. It may improve your sleep and a lot of your problems tend to go away. You increase your testosterone levels high because most of the testosterone is produced under REM sleep. Most of your like actual repairs, I'm pretty sure they happen during sleep, or at least some sort of like adequate rest. Right? Now, training. Training, I believe for men is very specific to men. I think for women is not necessarily as specific, or at least I don't know if it is as specific as it is to men. I just know for men it's a definite, right? Now, a lot of us, have time, but we just spend it on other random DJ shit. Me included. I'm no perfect guy, right? But everyone should at least have, an hour of training in. And that's 4% of your day. 1 hour is equivalent to around 4% of your day, right? It might be slightly higher than 4%, but, approximate it to 4%. Now, 4% of your day for the benefits, the ROI you're going to get in terms of years in your increase in lifespan. You age better when you train a lot, over time. That ROI surpasses that 4% daily investment, right? That's an easy, if you're thinking about it in your terms of your mindset and your business mindset or whatever, think about it in your brain, that is the best way to look at it. Your ROI, just by using that 4% to how it's going to affect you in years, in terms of year span, in terms of your quality of life, your ability to, socialize more. Because people, I've noticed as well, I've gotten more muscular, more toned up, less fat. And I've noticed subtle signs of increasing respect in whatever field I go to, I'm seeing, people, look at me. It's like, yeah, he's not as bad as he was before. And people actually smile at me more than before. I used to smile before when like at other people, just to like see if I could get any positive information back. I obviously do that because I'm a kind guy. I'm not gonna lose that, hopefully. But I've seen a lot more smiles coming back, and sometimes just them starting it as well. That whole social aspect of it. Right, humans are social creatures. You look at it in terms of your physical ROI, social ROI, and that 4% daily investment, is nothing. It's peanuts for diamonds, basically, or peanuts for gold. So, training, I'd say, what you want to get, ideally, you should aim for at least around 30 minutes to an hour minimum of, proper exercise. And I'm not talking about, you just do like 10 sets of this, 10 sets, 10 reps, 10 reps of like some dumbbells, right? And then you're just on your phone for 5 minutes. That ain't exercise. That is not exercise. No. Exercise. I'm talking about proper exercise, yeah? Proper exercise, okay? That 30 minutes should be every second of those 30 minutes, right? Or equivalent, 30 every second of those 30 minutes should be actually you putting the work in. Now, I'm not saying you should do this in succession. Sometimes it is like you do 3 minutes of actual like work, actual exercise, actual training, but you have that 1 minute rest. That 1 minute rest does not count in the exercise. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? It could take you an hour, 2 hours, basically, to get that 30 minutes of pure, just of every second, that actually goes into effort to build it at 30 seconds. But I don't care. You have to do it, right? The ROI is immense. And I'm surprised I didn't know about this before. I didn't even think about it like this before. And now I've thought about it like this before. I'm seeing positive enforcement coming in. I didn't expect positive enforcement coming in. Let alone today. I'm not going to tell it, right? But I'm just going to say I'm incredibly gassed, right? I'm incredibly gassed. So, that's pretty much the video, the West. But actually, before I go, let me just tell you something. Now, we're seeing the crumble of society, of the Western society, or the major reform of society. You have to take action. You really have to, you know. Try adopting this West idea as best as you can, you know. I wouldn't say start it like immediately you sleep and you wake up and it's like, all right, West right now. You know, I've started the West completely. Because for a lot of people, this is just unreasonable, you know. Build those habits inch by inch, you know, layer by layer. And then you will have that house, the base. You can have the base, you can create the house or the palace from, right? It's all up to you, all right? Just start by, say, work on your sleep first. That's why I always say, work on your sleep, then work on your training, then work on your eating, then finally work on your working, right? So it's the opposite way to actually begin, right? That's how I did it. I majorly improved my sleep. I noticed that I had a lot more energy. I used that a lot more. I used that energy that I had to then train a lot more. I realized that I wouldn't nearly reach the potential through training if it didn't change my diet and what I consumed and what I had. What I ate. So I worked on the eating aspect, and then I've also taken in the work aspect alongside it because I'm like, okay, I've focused on my sleep, my training, my eating, and I have that energy still left. I can put that in work, put that in something useful, right? Rather than wasting it on YouTube or watching some random things, let's just put it on something productive. And really, you're gonna see. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain. You know, you're gonna see. I'm putting this online as well. That's a bigger commitment. You can't just lie, as well. That this West society, this Western mindset is what I've used, surprisingly, unconsciously, for most of this journey, actually. But it's what's going to take me to what success I deem it to be, right? To whatever I want to do, it's going to be, this is the only reason it's becoming, right? It's not because of any other thing, right? It's just because of this Western lifestyle, right? Russia, China, India, that are not Western and actually quite hate the West, are using the exact same Western ideologies, right? So take that into consideration, right? Thank you guys. If you like this video, just subscribe, please. Yeah, let's aim for 50. Yeah, bye.